Hello, welcome to Sound and Fury Book Reviews. As usual, I'm Tina. Today I'm doing my wrap up for August and my what's up for September, where I talk about what I read in August and what I'm going to read in September. You know how I was distracted, sort of down in July, like my reviews were kind of crappy? Well, that situation morphed into exasperation, and now it's turned into pity. I have so many wonderful things in my life, and the cause of my previous issue, currently going on issue, clearly is going through something. So why should I give that my attention? Instead, I'm going to focus on the lovely things I have, such as this booktube channel and books in general. I just want to say that my book reviews going forward are going to be getting back on track in terms of my energy level and my enthusiasm and the depth at which I provide my reviews. And I'm sorry if a few of the reviews back in July and August were a bit kind of bereft of my usual emotions. Now, I only read 6 books in August, but that's going to ramp back up in September. So what did I read in August? I'm going to give them to you ranked with my favorite one at the end. So, The Lich Before Darkness. This was a very fun fantasy horror with 3 different plot lines. It's self-published. The author sent it to me, and I just thought it was really fun. So if you kind of want something light, but also in the horror vein, I totally recommend this. It's good. Then Some Desperate Glory. We read this for the Interstellar Book Club. We actually read it for the July, but we ended up reviewing it in August because of our schedules. Summer. And this one, it's one of those books that's like a solid book. It's fine. It's good. I just don't understand why it won all these awards, and you can check out my review of it if you want to know what I'm talking about. Next, I would say Green, which was a poetry collection, very very tightly focused poems, super focused on one particular object, like a mundane object, and then kind of making that kind of very ethereal in a way. I thought they were really beautiful poems. And while I didn't love it, there were 3 or 4 in the collection that I thought were just gorgeous. And then we have An Unbreakable World, which is a very solid space opera. Has a little bit of cozy, kind of a lot of adventure, kind of a heist, but not really. It's got some interesting characters. I thought it was really good. And then The Island of Lost Things, or Last Things. This is set in a dystopian future where all the animals pretty much left in the world are in zoos, and there's only a few zoos left, and one of them is on Alcatraz, and it's about the zookeepers on Alcatraz and kind of their ways of dealing with this kind of horrific fact about their world. And then my favorite book of the month was House of Monstrous Women. This was a great kind of gothic horror. It's Filipino based. It's really cool. It's just got so many layers to it. It's got a really interesting house. It's got great characters. I really loved it. I thought it was fantastic. So that was my favorite book of the month. I also have 3 book shout outs I want to do just for some book buddies of mine. So we have The Fort by Christy K. Lee. This is an awesome Canadian historical fiction. Some of it's set on Lake Superior, which is one of my favorite lakes, after Lake Huron, of course. And it deals with the fur trade. It deals with a woman who is an adventurer, basically. A woman trying to escape a situation, and she joins up with some fur traders, and they have to make the trek from Manitoba? Oh my god, I can't remember. Alberta to Saskatchewan. Sorry. From Saskatchewan to Quebec. And it's just really, really cool. And then there's Negative Images. This is a really cool ghost story book. So basically the premise is that dead people start coming back as these negative images of themselves, meaning they look just like themselves, except I think their eyes are black or something, and they just say really awful, terrible things to the people, the loved ones, one particular loved one in their life. And so the book is about 2 people who have this negative image, obviously 2 different ones, and they are trying to figure out where these came from, what to do about it. It's very good. It's almost like a mystery, but it's creepy too, and very yeah. And then we have What She Left Behind, which is a Canadian-based thriller. It's about this woman. She goes to live in this house that her parents are renovating because she lost her job. And it's like a small town, and there's a mystery. She finds a diary of this young girl who died when she was in her teens. And it's was she killed? Was it suicide? And then there's a whole thing with the girl's brother. It's it's really good. It's just a really good book. And so, yeah, those are some I just wanted to shout out. They're out now if you want to check those out. Now, what am I reading in September? So, I'm going to be doing a review on Tuesday of We Fear Not Men in the Woods, which is a horror novel set in, you guessed it, the woods. I was supposed to read review that this week, but I didn't have time. Anyway, I mentioned that at the start of the video. The next one is this thing between us. So this is, you can catch the live show for this on the 7th or 8th, whatever day of the Sunday is coming up. This was what we read for the Interstellar Book Club for August. We just started doing the review in September because, again, scheduling. This is a horror book, kind of like a grief horror. It's really good. I'm almost finished. Next is Terms of Service, which I will admit I absolutely loved. The review is coming next week. It's just, it blew me away. I was obsessed with it. And then To the Moon and Back, which is a fictional story of a young Cherokee woman who wants to become an astronaut and kind of her life story. I think it's dealing with also like cultural stuff. I think it's it's kind of like a book club fiction, I guess, or just like a contemporary fiction. And then Memoirs of a Space Woman. This is a classic science fiction from the 60s, I believe. And this one I'm going to be doing my classic sci-fi bingo for. It's about a woman who's a space woman, I guess. Then there's a book called Cat. I believe it is about cats. I don't know. Then Lucky Day, which is a book by that guy that wears a bag on his face. And I don't know what this is about at all. This is the Interstellar Book Club pick for the month, so I'll probably be doing that one on Audible if I can't get it at my library, because I think it just came out. Then The Witch of Willow Sound. We're getting into the horror books because it's almost Halloween. This is about witches, I guess. I don't know. The Graceview Patient. This is by Caitlin Starling. This is going to be, I know it's going to be like a kind of creepy psychological kind of gothic horror. She writes really great kind of. So I've read 3 of her books, actually. I read the one last year. We did one for the Interstellar Book Club, the one about the cave one. I don't know what it's called. The first one I read of hers was The Death of Jane Lawrence. I think that's what it's called. And then I also read Last One in the Room. I can't remember any of these titles, but Last One in the Room was really, really good. So I'm really excited for this one. And then The Unveiling, which is a horror set in Antarctica, which sounds really cool because I haven't read any books set in Antarctica before. And then Recipes for an Unexpected Afterlife. So this is like a cozy kind of fantasy, and it sounds so fun. Now, I might move this one into October because of the Trick-or-Treat-a-thon, which I'm going to be doing, and I'll be talking about that in the next wrap-up because it might work for a prompt. Same with Graceview and Unveiling because they aren't out until mid-October, so I might actually bump them for the readathon. So I might be reading some mystery novels instead. Who knows what they'll be? So I'm submitting my form to the Trick-or-Treat-a-thon, and I'm going to be doing shorts about that because I learned how to make those in Shortcut. And so I'll be talking about those probably like once a week in October, but again, I'll talk more about that in depth in the next wrap-up. So yeah, that's what I'm reading next month. Let me know in the comments if you've read any of these or which one sounds the most interesting to you. It's obviously the one about Cat that I didn't tell you what it's about because I don't know what it's about. So thanks.